Thanks, Felix.
Okay, we are live and recording.
Good evening and welcome to the Norwalk Board of Education Facilities Committee monthly meeting. Today is Wednesday, October 22nd, 2025, and the time is 6:02 p.m. I am joined here this evening by fellow board member Ashley Gulias, as well as Assistant Superintendent Sandra Freyoas, Alan Lowe, Lunda Osmani, and our tech support team. So welcome everybody. We will call this meeting to order. And our first order of business is approving our minutes from last month's meeting, September 30th. Any edits or revisions that you saw, Ashley?
Nope. I think we're good.
Yeah, I agree. All right, great. So we will approve the minutes from last month's meeting. And we will now move into our review and possible action items. We're actually going to skip over the Wolf Pit Integrated Art School update and go to construction and HVAC grant projects update. So I will hand that over to you, Alan, I believe.
Yep. Good evening. Yeah, regarding school, for this month, we do not have like a full printout document this month. We are for different reasons, we don't have it for this month. In any event, for the 6 school HVAC projects, 2 projects are moving along quite well. Well, actually, 3 projects moving along quite well. Generally speaking, they're moving along. But yeah, first of all, it's Silver Mine School and Rowan School. Those 2 projects has boiler replacement projects. So the boilers are operational, but as existing new boiler goes, tying to the existing system always have miscellaneous like tying issues and things like that. So overall, we do have boiler operational, but in terms of the temperature control and existing equipment that may be a little bit old that we need to tie to and stuff like that. So there are like secondary efforts being made to fully have the heating system fully operational. But again, overall it's a good day because the equipment, the main equipments are completed and installed, and it's a matter of working out the little kinks that we have with our system. So that's good news. Relating to Silver Mine, the Silver Mine project, besides the boiler project, we are providing air conditioning in the gym. So we're looking at we start and finish the cooling system in the gym by the end of this year. So Silver Mine by the end of this year will be fully completed, and we go full close out during the middle of winter. Rowan School will continue because we are bringing air conditioning to the entire school. So there may be some second shift work that we will need, and eventually the full installation of air conditioning for the school will happen next summer. So in terms of utilization of school next summer, Rowan School will not be available for summer program. We'll be working in that building. Again, Silver Mine will be completed by end of this year. And the other 2 projects, which is Norwalk and Norwalk School. Let's start with Norwalk School. Norwalk School, it's one of the projects that we are starting a little slower than the other projects. So we are having container on site and stuff like that, but we really haven't really did anything much work there. We will go for second shift work, and we'll go through this rest of this year, next year, and the majority of the work will be installed next summer. So Norwalk School will not be available for summer program as well next year. The next project, it's Brookside School. Brookside School is basically a replacement of rooftop units. All the rooftop units been installed. Again, when we tie to the existing ductwork and controls and stuff like that, there's miscellaneous little issues that we are continuing to resolve. And also some of the equipment that get delivered has a little bit of a technical issue with them. So we are getting replacement part for brand new equipment. But at the same time, it's for whatever reason, the way they're manufactured has some defect in it. So we are correcting those. So generally speaking, we can provide air conditioning as well as heating for Brookside School. So in a way, we're moving along, but we should be finished this issue in a couple of weeks, and then the project will be completed before the end of the year. The next big project we're working on is actually with Brian McMahon High School. So we removed 2 of the underground oil tanks. There's some little minor contamination which we're addressing, and we need to remove a little bit of about 1 truckload of contaminated soil, and then we are putting a monitoring well in the ground, and then we continue with doing the preparing the slab and retaining walls that is going to surround our new chiller, which is scheduled to deliver next February or March. We're looking to complete the air conditioning project for Brian McMahon before the cooling season, so that we do not have to rent the temporary chiller as we did built it this year. So it will save us significant money as soon as we can finish this project prior to the cooling season. So I think overall it's positive. We are on schedule to do that. And then lastly, I think we're fine. Lastly, we are actually going out to bid for Marvin School. There was one project, the bids came in really high, and we had to repackage it, and we went out to bid, and the bid is coming in tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. By repackaging the project, we're hoping that we'll get pricing that was acceptable, and then we're scheduled to go for land use committee of Common Council and Common Council in November. So because of election and holidays, I mean Veterans Day on the 11th and stuff like that. So I'm working with land use committee and the Common Council to try to schedule some special meetings so that we're looking to get a whole bunch of stuff approved, including a couple of items that Bill's looking for in terms of Old Columbus School underground oil tank, and also I forgot what the other one was. Abatement, flooring material abatement, right?
Yeah.
Asbestos abatement, flooring material abatement, another school. Oh, I think it's Nathan Hale, right?
Nathan Hale, in
Oh, it's all
addition to
coming back
some
to me.
lockers at Nathan Hale.
So anyway, so I'm trying to schedule those meetings with Common Council to get it continue to move forward. In the event if the bids come in for Marvin is too high, then I have to go for a special appropriation. That would take another 2 extra months to go for city's budget process. The goal is to sign contracts in the near future so that we can order the equipment ready for delivery for installation next summer at Marvin. So that's a brief update for all 6 projects. I think if any questions.
So just a quick question. At the beginning, you mentioned Silvermine and Rowayton, I believe, HVAC work, just to make sure now that things are getting cooler, the weather's getting cooler, we're not like expecting any kind of like heating issues with the HVAC system install or anything.
Yeah,
around
we are
that.
not. The most important thing is boilers running. I think what we experience at like certain part of the building may be sometimes a little bit overheated or underheated kind of thing. So we're actively trying to figure all those out. So the only way to figure those out is to actually run the system to see where all those little miscellaneous deficiencies are and stuff like that. So we are really on top of it. So when we know there's a problem here and there, and we go in and figure out what's wrong and make the adjustment and the corrections that's necessary. Oh. So
Sorry.
we are good. I mean, again, we are expecting that we will have a full heating system for both
Okay.
buildings.
So no issues. And then along the lines of heating, I know that Marvin has had some problems with like overheating, I think in like their library or their media room or
Yes.
something. Do we have like a plan in place to get through this winter to help them so it's not an inferno in there?
Yes, we do. In fact, we made an adjustment last year to overcome that. So we're going to make the same adjustment now that we're in the heating season.
Okay.
Until this coming summer where we
Right.
physically remove that unit and replace it with a new one.
Okay. All right. So we have a remediation plan for this winter.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thanks, Bill.
There are no
Any-
further questions around HVAC. Maybe Bill can just continue in his report.
Yeah, sure. The other thing is, again, typically we will have pictures and stuff relating to Norwalk High School. But since we don't have a full report, generally speaking, Norwalk High School moving along. We have meeting every week and construction meetings. And if you go to the site, I mean, there's substantial improvement on the property. You know, exterior walls going up and stuff. The construction is going to continue for next 2 years, right? There, 2 years. So it's really an ongoing process. There's no major issues or crisis, but it's just as a reminder that this project is always expected to additional bidding has to happen. So we are looking to make another capital budget request for, I think we're projecting about $20 million as upcoming capital budget to complete the funding package for this project. And we're looking to city to go, Board of Education go for this request, and we prepare the write-up for it. And I have spoken to Jared Schmidt from the city's financial officer, and we are fully aware of it. And at some point in the future, we will make a request to the state so that we can add the additional money into the project, so that we will get the additional money to be eligible for state reimbursement at 80%. But meanwhile, this is the strategy that moving forward. And I think there's still some unknown out there about bidding, as well as the tariff issue, the potential, the additional costs coming in play. And when we first approved this project with Gilbane, our contingency amount was very low. So as part of this request for additional money, really I guess you call it additional money, but overall it's part of our plan all along that we were going to continue to fill that contingency amount because during this phase of construction, we ran into a lot of contaminated soil that we had to move. So it hit us somewhat. So again, we outline all those details as part of the upcoming requests. So generally speaking, everything is moving along very well. Again, we are on schedule right now, and the number the cost of the project is what we projected when we first started this project in terms of contracting. At the time of contracting, we always anticipate that we will seek these funds to fully complete the funding package. And then maybe not lastly, but typically we will update on the South Norwalk School, but as you know, that project is finished. And the good news is that we really don't have any major issues since we completed the project. We're still working with Bill's office. We're doing punch list items and stuff like that. It's a miscellaneous item that we need to correct. It's not unusual. It's very common for a project to finish, and then you got miscellaneous items. And I think also with upcoming heating seasons, that's when we really test the mechanical system, the full operation or full load in the building. So we were able to run the cooling system when we finished the project. So now we have to go for the next heating season. But overall, we're still in a very good place. One last thing that I want to mention, just come up this week, is that I'm not sure you heard from me previously, was that we have very challenging requirements regarding solar photovoltaic because this is in the South Norwalk Electric Works. This area we are not permitted to do what we typically do, which is a power purchase agreement, which is leasing the system and paying for all of the utility savings kind of thing. We cannot buy power from a third party. That's how it's interpreted. So the only way we can do this is to do a capital project. But there's a couple of issues. One is that SNU does not have, or they have only minimum like $5,000 incentive money, unlike Eversource. Eversource collect money and then they create incentive programs, but SNU doesn't really do that. So there's really no incentive significance incentive money for a solar project for South Norwalk School. Also, there's no federal. We're changing federal requirements. There's no longer energy tax credit available to the city. The city would have able to obtain 40% of energy tax credit. But since the program is going away and gone away, so financially it's extremely challenging to do a solar project in South Norwalk and for this building. So what I did was there's some free balance remaining in the South Norwalk School project. So I actually approached the state to see whether they incorporate the solar panel as a construction project instead of a lease from a solar developer. The initial response to it this week is that it's very possible. So I'm starting the process of working with the engineers and also the contractor to see how we can put a package together and advertise for bid. We're going to reconfirm with the states to make sure that the initial comment is correct. And at this point, I'm expecting that if we incorporate the construction of the solar panel as part of this project, we will get 60% reimbursement. So it make the financial aspect of solar saving worthwhile, I guess, feasible. So the only thing I would need from Bill is that, unlike the other projects, when we do this power purchase agreement, those solar company will provide maintenance services to the system. Since for South Norwalk School, if we were to build this ourselves, then Bill had to go and seek out a contractor for servicing. Doesn't mean that you have to go there and fix it. It's not like a daily thing either. It's like when there's equipment failure, we become responsible for it. So it's not like this outside company come and service the equipment when there's a need. So we have to have our own service contract. Overall, I think it's a good place. We should be able to get this in. So I think more information will come within the next 2-3 months. And then if everything works out, we will probably install the solar panel probably in the spring of next year. It's always good to have the building operating for 6 months to 9 months so that in case any roof leaks and stuff like that, it's not unusual to get roof leak after a new roof goes on. So don't be surprised when you hear roof leak in a new building. It's just that when you put these new roof in, sometimes the little miscellaneous location may have a little leak and stuff. So it's always nice to go through like 2 seasons, summer and the winter, generally speaking around 9 months. So that you go through some weather conditions, so that you make sure the roof doesn't leak, and then you put a solar system on the roof, because otherwise you put a solar system on the roof and now you got to chase out the leak. It's quite painful, because you got to take the system off and try to find it. So anyway, so I think we're in a good place, and I'll probably update the committee in the future, see how this project is going to go along. And I do not anticipate any challenges. I think that from here on, I think we should be pretty good in terms of going through the process to get it built. So that's all I have for South Norwalk School.
Thank you for taking the initiative to continue to try to problem solve the solar, because I know that we sort of hit the wall with SNU and it seemed like it was sort of a done deal. So thank you for going to the state and continuing to try to problem solve so that we can have that, because I do think it's really important.
Thank you. Yeah, it is. It's very unique. I think it's kind of a very interesting conversation and learning experience for me too, because this relationship. It's not that SNU is not accommodating. It's just the way the structure as a municipal utility company. I think I said this before. In a way, it's a good news for the South Norwalk community, because SNU doesn't charge a lot for electricity generation rate, so the community financially benefit from it. But at the same time, with that benefit, there's not enough. When you do a system, you're not your rates are so low that you're not saving any money. So I think it's kind of a very kind of interesting perspective. But yeah, thank you. That's all I have for the update, I think. Right?
Thank you,
Sandra?
Alan.
So I have an update if I can go next.
Yes, please, Bill.
Okay, so Alan, just want to mention one last thing on South Norwalk. It was a great transition, very welcoming. Everybody's happy, but I just want to make note of the gymnasium floor. If you want to talk about it, or I could.
No, you can talk about it. Go ahead. Oh, you want me to talk about it? Oh, you got frozen. What happened is that on the gymnasium floor, there was a problem with the installer / manufacturing material kind of thing.
Right.
There's certain section, certain area has I think they put a gym floor has multiple coats of polyurethane. So we believe that they didn't cure it, they didn't dry it, they didn't leave it long enough for full curing before another coat was put on. I think it takes 3 to 4 coats of polyurethane, and also some area they put too much on. So the contractor and the paint manufacturer came out, looked at it, and they suggested recommended a solution. But then we decided that's not good enough for us. So we want to actually completely strip the floor, Well, I just repeat myself here. We're gonna strip the floor completely and redo the whole thing. We are hoping, and we're working with Randall to see what we're looking to do is the initial thought was do it next summer, but I don't want to wait that long. So what we're looking to do is do it during the Christmas holiday. But then because it takes beginning to end, it probably takes a month. So we requested that we keep the kids out of the gym for, generally speaking, 1 week before and 2 weeks after the holidays. And because we have a auxiliary gym area, multi-purpose room, so the kids can go in there and use that room instead. So I think that's a better solution for us to just get. I don't want to waste too long. I just want to, like, when the contractors agree to it, we're going to grab onto them, hold onto them, and do the thing right as soon as we can, instead of waiting 6 months from now. Who knows what contract may go out of business, whatever. I mean, anything could happen. So I'd rather, once we get the commitment to do this, I want to get it done right away and close this issue as soon as we can. So I believe I didn't talk to Randall directly, but I think Joanne from my office been working with him to make sure that he's okay with having the kids go into the multi-purpose room. Again, that room is decent size. It's designed for kids to use as a support space for for the gym as well. So I think we are in a good place in terms of finding a solution to this. But it is something that wasn't expected. So anyway, thank you.
Well,
Thank you,
yeah,
Bill.
and I do appreciate Newfield for leveraging this. I mean, the contract.
Sorry. Oh,
Bill,
you're
Bill,
frozen again.
if you turn off your camera, sometimes it helps with you not freezing, and then we can just have your sound.
Me?
Now, yeah, we could hear you now, but why don't you try turning off your camera, and then we can just have your sound, and then you
Okay.
may not freeze. Let's try that.
All right. So
Yeah,
I'll
that's
try
much
that again.
better. Mm-hmm.
All right. So again, I was just complimenting Newfield for leveraging their idea to bring the contractor back and say, this really doesn't look good. Our client is not happy. And they agreed to redo it from the ground up. So I want to move along and stay on the topic of solar. Can you hear me okay now, Sandra?
Yeah, we
Okay,
can.
good.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
So last month I gave an update of all the projects that I did the past summer. And one job that was pending was the roof solar at Cranberry. So I'm here today to report that the physical work is done. So if you look at the roof from a bird's eye view, all the panels are up and it's all wired down to the switchgear room. It's going to take them another couple of weeks before they're able to energize the system. That's going to take place probably mid to, I'm going to say late November. So around Thanksgiving, hopefully before they're going to energize that system, then we're going to be up and running. The green sustainability officer from the city has trying to do a press conference. So I want to bring that to the committee here, that the city might be doing a press conference sometimes next month when we go live with that system. So stay tuned for that. We'll certainly share that date with you. And, I'm sure you'll have the opportunity to join as well. So they're probably going to have the company there along with the mayor, perhaps. I don't know who other city officials or state officials, but nonetheless, they want to use that as a kind of a measure to alert the city that while this is not our first project, we're continuing with this project to install roof solar, and there are more to come.
And we will be sure to keep you informed, Karen, Ashley, and the rest of the committee members, and you can forward it on to the rest of the board when we hear the details.
Great.
Great.
So when I look to my schedule for next summer, I want to share some of the projects which we are planning.
Bill, I did not provide the update on Wolf Pit, though. I know that you're moving on to summer, but just wanted to let you know that, okay?
Right. I want to start with Wolf Pit.
Awesome.
If that's okay. So Wolf Pit, we know, has not received any updates since 1965. That's the year it was built. Nonetheless, there is issues there with ADA, and it's well publicized. We do know that it desperately needs air conditioning, and it should have an asbestos abatement. Unfortunately, like other schools, the asbestos is in the flooring and in the ceiling, which is different from other schools. So in order for you to start a project, you would have to do both, and you would have to split that over 3 to 4 summers. When you take a closer look at that and you file for an application to the state for a reimbursable project, they ask about your ADA status. And in this case, we would not get a high grade. Let's just put it that way. So what we're looking at doing for next summer is to postpone the abatement while it's there, and we know it's there, it's non-friable. It could wait a couple of years. But we are looking forward to move forward with the air conditioning. So we want to do that next summer. Now, in order to do the air conditioning, we may compromise some of the asbestos in localized areas, of which we would address that separately, not in an overall abatement. We did something like that at Rowayton this past summer to prepare for next summer's air conditioning installation. So that's the route we're going to take. While at the other time, Alan is asking the city for a certain amount of allocation so we can do an ADA study at Wolf Pit. What does that mean? Bring in the subject matter experts, architects, whatnot, study the building, address the ADA issues, come up with a plan, and seek funding to administer that. At that time, we would then include the asbestos abatement. So that might not happen right away. The plan of studying the building might take 6 months or so before we come up with a plan and then schedule some of that work. We do not expect that will be a small undertaking. It would include perhaps an elevator, perhaps more than one elevator, perhaps reorganizing or redesigning the classrooms on the upper and lower sections. So if you're not familiar with Wolf Pit, it was designed way before ADA requirements, and it's kind of a split level. So when you're on the ground level and comes to staircase, you cannot go upstairs or downstairs without walking through a staircase. So that study, we hope to have add value and come up with a plan. In addition to that project, we are looking at, instead of doing an abatement at Wolf Pit, as I mentioned, Nathan Hale is in dire need of an abatement. So we're switching our focus and going to have the abatement taken care of next summer at Nathan Hale. In addition to that, at Nathan Hale, we have money for middle school lockers. We are going to replace the lockers at Nathan Hale, and we're also going to replace the lockers at Ponus all next summer. The 2 remaining projects, the capital projects we're planning for next summer, will be the underground oil storage tank at Columbus School, 46 Concord. That should be the last UST I'm removing. And well, I'm sorry, I did mention the last project, and that was the air conditioning for Wolf Pit. So that's the 4 projects we are planning for next summer, while Alan and his team will also be studying the ADA requirements at Wolf Pit. So currently I'm working with the city's purchasing and internal NPS finance to get applications together to apply for a state reimbursement for 2 of those projects. That's the abatement and the UST. And the other 2 projects will not be reimbursable since they don't fit into that category. So that's the plan for next summer.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah,
Like,
busy.
seriously jotting down notes. That's a lot. And thank you.
I think by June comes, there's probably like 4 more projects will come up, right?
Listen, I know. And this was
Yeah.
a light meeting, so
Right.
but that is it. That's all that we have.
Got it. Thank you.
Wow. All right. So that's it.
That's
Okay.
Yep,
it.
another busy
Yeah,
summer.
unless you have any questions for us, that's it. I mean, we will meet again in November and we will touch base on all the various projects. And at that point, we will have our capital requests well defined. And so then we'll be able to give you additional information with
the
what
budget.
Alan had said and what Bill
Mhm.
had said will be more clearly outlined. And then we'll give
Okay.
you all the general updates that we typically do.
Right, I think we have November 20th,
Correct.
right? Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, the Thursday next month.
Mhm.
yes.
Yep,
Yeah,
before
but
Thanksgiving.
I don't want to prolong this too much longer, but I just want to let you know that I have communication with Sandra and as well as Linda regarding that. I requested that I provide the write-up for the capital budget request for Norwalk High School as well as West Rock School. And West Rock School, we have two components that we are looking to. One's for the school building, one is looking at the drainage discussion to evaluate it with working with DPW. So anyway, so and I'm looking to get that information to Linda probably early to middle of November, so in a couple of weeks. And I anticipate that we will have a good write-up for West Rock School. Only thing is that we may still be working on, we will have a placeholder in terms of dollar amount, but the estimate may not be to us till middle to end of December. So we at that point we will update it. So we will give you initial number again, similar to the number we presented at the town hall meeting. But again, I just want to be very clear that that's the number that we just came up based on number of square feet and multiply a dollar amount kind of thing. But it really is not a good estimate by any means. So, but by having a professional estimator actually break down the building, the different component, what type of room it is, science room, it's more expensive to build and on kind of thing, and all the site conditions and stuff, some of the site condition that we know about. So I think the better number will come out better in terms of more accurate to the extent that we can. Would be middle to late December, and we'll update that capital budget request at that time for the dollar amount. And also, I think it's the SPEC is coming in, right, Sandra?
She's wrapping it up. She forwarded some additional questions around some of the science labs actually to us this week and something about the art room. And I anticipate that she's going to have it in the next week or couple of weeks. But we would share that with you guys, the written document, and then we would bring it up during the next meeting, hopefully. I think that it'll be a good time for us to discuss it.
All right, thank you.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Great. Thanks, Ashley. Thanks, everybody, for joining.
you,
Have a good
everyone.
night.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Have a good night.
Okay, take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.